Once upon a time, deep within a lush and vast jungle, a mighty lion ruled with great strength and fear. His golden mane flowed like a royal banner, and his roar echoed across the forest, sending shivers down the spines of all the creatures that lived there. He was the undisputed king of the jungle, and every animal feared and respected him. In a clearing surrounded by tall, towering trees, the lion sat on a large rock, basking in the warm sunlight. His sharp, piercing eyes scanned the horizon as his muscular frame exuded power. His mane was full and thick, a symbol of his strength and dominance. The smaller animals, such as rabbits, deer, and even elephants, would stop and bow their heads whenever they saw him approach. The lion ruled the jungle with an iron paw, and no creature dared challenge him. But time, as it always does, took its toll. As seasons passed, the lion grew older. His once powerful legs slowed, his majestic mane became thinner and grayer, and his sharp eyes began to dull with age. One day, while sitting beneath the shade of a tree, the lion felt a deep hunger gnawing at him. He had not been able to catch prey for days. His body was frail, and the strength that had once been his greatest asset was now slipping away. He looked out over the jungle and sighed, realizing that he was no longer the powerful king he once was. One evening, as the sun set and the jungle grew quieter, the lion devised a plan. He knew he could no longer hunt the animals on his own, but he still had his reputation. He decided to use it to his advantage. The lion began visiting different parts of the jungle, calling upon various animals and telling them of his misfortune. "I am no longer the strong lion I once was," he would say, feigning sorrow. "My legs are weak, and my roar is no longer heard across the jungle. I cannot hunt anymore. Please come and help me." He visited the deer, the rabbits, and even the elephants, all of whom listened intently to his tale of woe. Some of the animals, moved by pity, offered to help him, but the lion had no intention of accepting their help. His true plan was to lure them into a trap, one by one, and make them his prey. One day, a wise and cunning fox, who had long lived in the jungle, heard whispers of the lion's plight. The fox, known for its sharp intellect, did not believe the lion's story. "The lion is too clever to be truly weak," the fox thought. "There must be another motive behind his actions." The fox decided to visit the lion and see for itself what was happening. The fox trotted through the jungle and eventually came upon the lion's den. There, in a patch of sunlight, the lion sat, looking even weaker than before. His eyes were tired, and his body seemed frail. The lion looked up as the fox approached and said, "Ah, my clever friend, I am so glad you have come to see me. I am in great need of help, for I can no longer hunt." The fox studied the lion carefully, noticing the subtle signs of deception in his eyes. "Your words trouble me, great lion," said the fox, bowing respectfully. "But before I offer my help, I must first see if your condition is truly as dire as you say." The lion, eager to manipulate the fox, nodded and said, "Of course, you must see for yourself." The lion let out a soft, pitiful roar, but it lacked the power it once had. His legs trembled slightly as he shifted his weight. The fox, though, was not fooled. It could tell that the lion's strength had dwindled, but there was something in the lion's eyes that suggested he was not entirely helpless. The fox thought for a moment and then said, "I see now that you are indeed in a weakened state. But I wonder, what if we show the other animals that you are truly helpless? If they see your weakness, they will surely offer their assistance." The lion, desperate for help and not realizing the fox's trickery, agreed. "Yes, that sounds wise. Go to them and tell them of my plight. I will stay here and rest." As the fox turned to leave, it couldn't help but smile slyly. It had understood the lion's trickery, and now it would turn the tables. The fox quickly darted into the jungle, where it gathered the other animals, the deer, the boars, the rabbits, and the monkeys. "The lion is not truly weak," the fox explained. "He is pretending to be helpless so that he can trap us one by one. We must act together to outwit him." The animals, realizing that the fox was right, formed a plan. They would all confront the lion together, using their combined intelligence and strength to drive him out of the jungle. The next day, as the lion rested in his den, the group of animals approached. They circled around the lion, and the fox spoke. "We have seen through your plan, old lion. You may have been strong once, but now you are nothing more than a shadow of your former self." The lion, realizing that his deceit had been uncovered, tried to roar, but it came out weak and feeble. The animals stood tall, not afraid of him anymore. The lion understood that his time had passed. The fox's cleverness had outwitted him, and the animals no longer feared his roar. In the face of unity and intelligence, his strength meant nothing. With the lion driven away, the animals celebrated their victory. They gathered in a large clearing in the jungle, dancing and rejoicing. The fox stood in the center, smiling proudly. The animals had learned that even the mightiest of rulers could be defeated by wisdom and teamwork. They no longer needed to fear the lion, for they had proven that cleverness could overcome brute strength. The fox had not only saved the jungle, but also shown that strength alone was not enough to rule. It was intelligence and unity that truly mattered. And so, the jungle flourished once more, with peace reigning among all the animals. This story teaches us that power and strength are not the only tools for success. Wisdom, cunning, and working together can often overcome even the greatest of adversaries. The clever fox outsmarted the lion by understanding his weakness and using intelligence to rally the animals. It reminds us that true strength lies in the ability to think critically and act wisely in the face of challenges.